I put up a poll on my story of some questions that you guys had for me. So we're gonna enjoy the sunset here, talking about various things that you guys are curious about me. So without further ado, this is actually funny when I get this often. Is dropshipping gonna be the only way you're gonna make money, or would you try day trading or etc.? The amount of people that I've had essentially outside of the internet money space, seeing that I'm making some form of money online and going, wow, Dom, you really picked up that day trading thing. I'm like, that's not the only form of making money online. I actually know very few people who day trade, obviously because I'm not in that industry, but the people I know are either TikTok shop creators or Ecom founders or Ecom brand owners and founders, people who do content, etc. I've never done day trading in my life. I think that when I was first starting Ecom, I was kind of debating, oh, do I want to start this or do I want to start Ecom? Do I want to start whatever other business model? And this kind of happens for a whole lot of different people in this space, or just in the space of wanting to make money online. I never really loved the idea of day trading just because I feel like it's something that's very volatile. Yes, it's a skill, but I'd rather have something exitable. I'd rather have something where I can kind of have more tangible skills. I don't mean to shit on day traders when I say that, but that's kind of just my opinion. And so no, I think I dabbled with the idea of one day doing day trading, but there's no reason for me to learn it. I don't want to be too dependent on the market. I'd rather have my skills in marketing and brand building and go off of that. Who do you admire in the biz/ecom space, and likewise for life? It's actually a really good question. In the business and ecom space, I've been taking in a lot of content from Greg Lav lately. I forget his full last name because he kind of has his username as Greg Lav in all of his socials. I also think that Blake Rocha for a long time has been a huge inspiration of mine. I think especially the fact that he's from Southern California is something that I admire. His girlfriend, with all due respect, is drop dead gorgeous. He has a great physique. He likes his business partners and does good business, like based off what I've heard. And that's definitely a person that I've looked up to for some time. Not to mention Bia Heza. I don't know how I forgot to bring him up, but that dude was my staple for years. He still kind of is in a lot of ways. And that's part of the reason why I shut down my whole info funnel, is kind of because I realized that I was naturally inspired by Bia Heza because I wanted to be like him and I wanted to gravitate towards the work that he was doing. And shutting down the info business is something that I will get to as the video progresses. But I think Bia Heza, Greg Lav as of late, Blake Rocha for sure. And I know that there are definitely 1 to 2 people that I'm forgetting right off the top of my head, but I absolutely love those people to death and I look up to them so much. More so when it comes to life. I think that I actually look up to my dad's dad a lot, my grandpa, even though he passed when I was in, I think, freshman or sophomore year of high school. And, you know, I can't kind of talk to him through my day-to-day life anymore, obviously. Maybe in the spiritual way I can, but I looked up to his advice a lot. And I think that I actually look up to the history of my family a lot. My mom is from Brazil, but she went to San Diego looking for kind of better life quality and had an interest in the life that she could make. My dad as well was in Boston and noticed that life quality was a lot better in San Diego. He came out to San Diego. I know that his dad sacrificed his financial earning potential. That way my dad could have a great education. My dad did the exact same thing for me. I don't know if I can actually disclose this. I was in a great financial spot to learn at an amazing school because my dad worked there, whereas my dad was making a lot less money. And that school that I went to and attended K through 8, I seriously think set me up for life. So in a lot of ways, I'm really inspired in life by the way my family tree before me kind of set up the next generation over and over again. And that's exactly what I plan to do with my kids. Are you going to continue coaching? Not for the foreseeable future, no. There is so much that went into this decision, and I honestly think that it could be a whole video itself, which I might actually want to make because it's a really important thing to understand for a lot of business owners and a lot of people who get good at a certain skill, making money online. A lot of them transfer to info, which is obviously completely fine. I think that there are so many things that go into the reason why I'm not coaching anymore, and I'll break it down. So for a long time, Mike and I had been building up, Mike Chamberlain, as a lot of you guys may know him. We were building up our free course and our personal brands for a while. For example, our free course is now sitting at 265,000 plus students who have enrolled and gone through it. And we had always had this idea because of the followers that we had and because of the people in the free course that we had. What would happen if we opened up a high ticket mentorship? So, you know, it actually took us a year to launch it because our first business partner kind of fucked us. I'm certain that he's not watching this video, and I don't have hate for anyone in my heart, but that guy's definitely don't like that guy. I will say that. So that was delayed, but eventually we get around with a better team around us to launching this high ticket offer, and we launch it. And it goes great. We get a lot of students in there. Financially, the business is doing well. And people are actually getting results too. Like Bodie and Cody took it up to another level. We had a student, I guess Talon wasn't in the high ticket, but he started taking things seriously. We had another one hit a 1K day within a week of him being in the group. And we also had other people getting their first viral videos, their first orders. But it was a lot of pressure to deal with a lot of these students, and pressure's needed in life, but it was the wrong pressure. We had a certain amount of students that for us to grow the business, we would have had to bring in a lot of coaches. We would have had to set up a huge onboarding process to take the work off of our hands. And what we wanted to build for so long was something that we are hands-on coaching people with. But we kind of realized that the effort and the people that we would have to be managing in order to get to a place like that, and the content that we would have to make, to build up hype and then bring people into the mentorship, build up hype, bring people into the mentorship. It'd be a hamster wheel of content. It's so many moving pieces. And I know it sounds like I just wanted the easy way out, which maybe I didn't, I'll explain that. Because with Ecom, you communicate with your supplier. If you're running it with a business partner, you communicate with that business partner. You make ads, you run them. You obviously have to deal with certain other BS, but I've been in the ecom game longer. And I was kind of looking around like, damn, I haven't taken an ecom store seriously in a couple of years. Like, I've had all this energy that I've had to put into coaching, and my content has gotten worse because I have to make certain types of content to appeal to an audience that's going to then buy from me. I don't have any time to run an ecom store. And yeah, we're getting results in the group, but I'm on meetings all day. Like, I could never be here. For example, I would be on meetings all day. So I realized after a long time of pondering, and if I'm being completely honest, about 2 months of pretty crippling anxiety and not depression, but anxiety and worry and lack of being within myself, that I had to shut it down. And it was actually like a whole day's ordeal to even seriously consider this. I was talking to Mike for a long time. I talked to every business partner I knew. Caralho, tenho uma galinha aí. Pertinho. We are in Brazil after all, and I am bilingual, so bear with me a little bit here. But she started chasing it. Yes. I could hear it. Look. They can fly? Yes. Mas é galinha, não é? Yes. The Brazilian chicken. Yes. They are awesome. So there are so many things that went into this decision. I talked to every single business partner that I've been a part of. I talked to Christian, my editor, who's behind the camera, who I'm freaking out about the chickens in Brazil here with. I talked to my mom, I talked to my dad, I talked to my brother, I talked to my roommates. Like, it's the right decision to make. And not only am I so much happier now, not only do I have more earning potential, not only do I have more energy to focus on myself. For example, after I made this decision, I just spent 3 or 4 days, like, not even making ads, for example, but just diving back into the game to see what it's all about. And I was just diving deep into cash advertising, the book. I was buying other novels and watching other videos and just taking notes and being a student again. And for so long, I was like, fuck, I'm not a student. I'm just helping people with something that I already know, that I don't even have time to do myself anymore. Now, once again, I'm a student. I am, in a sense, a solopreneur, even though I have a business partner in Mike with the free course and Mike with the supplement brand. But we have clippers making content to funnel people into the free course, and that's all that I'm doing info-wise. And the free course doesn't really need updating. So I am in a lane that makes me happier. I have more freedom. I can be more expressive with my ideas. I can work on my own schedule again. And I have more experience in it. I'm good at it. Like, even though, because we're making a whole vlog about being here. In the vlog, you will see that my ads today, or over the course of the past 3 days, I'm in the whole $75. But it's because it's a learning curve. I'm learning a new skill again. I've never ran meta ads. So yes, I shut down the coaching program, and that is why. What's your relation with Brazil? Are you from here? What about your parents? So my relation with Brazil, my mom is from São Paulo. She basically grew up there, studied there until she was about 24, 25 years old, moved to San Diego to study at University of California at San Diego. And she basically met my dad in San Diego. My mom had initially planned to come back to Brazil, but she met my dad out there, who was from Boston, and kind of on a similar path of like, I want to go and explore. I want to leave this small town that I'm from, and I want to go to San Diego. So he did that. My parents met there and got married. Didn't end up happily ever after. They're divorced. But they had me and they had my little brother Gio, who is 16 years old now. And yeah, I grew up speaking Portuguese. I actually fell out of it for a while. When I first came here, 2024 in early December, with three of my completely gringo friends, they're completely white. We came down here and my Portuguese was really bad. If I'm speaking 90% Portuguese right now, like, não, óbvio que é. Mas se eu tô falando 90% agora, eu tava falando qual percento quando eu tava aqui em 2024?
15 to 20.
Verdade?
Yes.
I've gotten a lot better at Portuguese now because Christian and I FaceTime every day. We're working every single day. I'm obviously here now, so I'm speaking it. But yeah, when I first came here 2024, I just asked Christian, I don't know if you guys could hear. I hope you guys could. But he said I was probably speaking 15 to 20% of Portuguese in full. But yeah, I was speaking really poor Portuguese, but that's kind of the relation. I grew up with my mom and my mom's whole side of the family. They're all from a state called Minas Gerais. Obviously, a lot of you guys watching, I would assume, are from Brazil, since one of my biggest videos lately was the Brazil vlog, or the Rio vlog that I made. Yeah, that's my relation. My mom is from Brazil, a lot of family here, my whole mom's side, really. And then now I have Christian, I have Pietro, I have Christian's girlfriend, Bruna. I have one of my best female friends as well, Franny, is also Brazilian. Both of her parents are. So it's a lot of Brazilian culture, a lot of Brazilian ways in my life, but it all started with my mom. Name a life hack you find to be incredibly useful, small or big. Well, one life hack that I always preach about, I actually have a full YouTube video on it, is writing down 3 things that you're grateful for every single day. Now, you guys can go and watch that video. I think it's called, I actually completely forget what it's called, but it'll be somewhere on the channel. We could even put up a graphic as well on what the thumbnail looks like. But I essentially dive into the fact that naming 3 things that you're grateful for every single day to start off your day, like 3 things that you're grateful for about the last day before that, it puts you in such a framework, or it's such a frame of mind where you are almost forced to find something that you're grateful for, because you can't repeat the thing that you say. So, you know, initially when I started this exercise, the first week was like, grateful for my mom, grateful for my dad, grateful for the fact that it'll be a sunny day today, whatever. And then you kind of get to like a month, 2 months in, you got to come up with something new that you're grateful for every day. I was getting to the point, I was literally writing down, I'm grateful for curtains, because without them, the sun would wake me up every day and I wouldn't be able to sleep in ever. You know what I mean? It's like the dumbest things that your mind would have to come up with to be grateful for. But as a person in business, you need an attitude like this. You need to be able to look at a crappy situation and be like, this sucks. But if you only focus on the suck, you're going to spiral into a negative spiral. So you must be able to identify the good. And that's what writing down 3 unique things that you're grateful for every day does for you. It is the smallest little life hack, but it is something that I attribute my success to time and time again. What was your best and worst financial decision? I don't really spend a lot of money on stupid stuff, I don't think. I'm really trying to think about something I spent a lot of money on. Or maybe, you know, I could maybe phrase the question to be something I spent a lot of time on that wasn't worth it financially, which might actually be the mentorship. But then again, even that's a learning experience. Like, it's hard for me to answer that question, because everything that I really fail at in life is just learning. It's like what Mark Builds Brands talks about. I'm going to be glazing this guy because I've been learning so much from him, but he said, there's no such thing as you losing money on an ad campaign. You're simply buying data. I was like, fuck, like, it's kind of how life works as a whole. You know, like, if I were to buy these Havaianas and they were a size too small, it's like, okay, I kind of wasted money on it, but I also bought the data and now I have the understanding that I know what my size is. You know what I mean? It's like, again, that's my 3 gratefuls per day mind going to work. Like, that's how I think. So I don't really know if I have any worst financial decisions, really. Maybe having money in FTX, actually. I'll put it that way. And then SBF just went and fucked us all, right? So that was a pain in the ass. Best financial decision, spending money traveling, like, by a mile, like really by a mile, is my best financial decision. When I flew first class from Paris to Los Angeles, was just absolutely outstanding, perfect, a great way to spend my money. Flying here to Rio, the one-way ticket was like $800, and I didn't fly first class, but I paid for extra legroom. That was extremely worth it. Like, that stuff to me the traveling and the experiences and the hotel stays and staying at a nice villa. For example, our Croatia villa, I really want to put a Croatia flashback up right now. That is so worth it. Those memories are always going to be like my number one thing to spend money on. Like there's really nothing I love more. It's because the memory sticks with you forever, right? So worst financial decision, I guess having some money in FTX and then SBF went and fucked me. And the best one would be all things spent on traveling. Even like dumb little foods you want to try or sugary desserts you want to try. Like if it's while you're traveling or exploring the world, do it. You're so young. Too dark, so we have to switch up where I'm seated. Gianluca Tufano, Gap, GOAT student. What would you do to help someone find their passion / something worth pursuing? I think you have to figure out what you want in life. Me and my old business partner, Chris, talk about this pretty often because he is in a state of life right now where it is all work for him. I mean, he's 18 years old. He has time to work with. But for me, I think that I learned over time, like it's pretty difficult. I'm at the most valuable point in my life right now where my time is the most valuable because I'm so youthful. My joints are strong. My muscles are strong. I'm tall and handsome. And God, I imagine that.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are, he says on the camera. But I have all these youthful traits that I will never, ever get back. And I do believe that time is more valuable than money. So every life experience I do right now is so worth it. And also, I'm in the best position and time to make money because then I'll have even more life to live with that money as it goes on. So anyways, I'm all over the place. Let me get back to the original point. I would try and figure out what kind of split you want from life. If you need 20 mil in the bank by 20 years old, fuck it. Work for 4 years straight since 16 years old, do nothing but work. For me, my youth is so valuable, even more valuable than the money that I have, that, I would kind of but I think that it's smarter to have more life included in my work-life balance. So find out the split that you want, figure out what you need to do to achieve that. For example, for me, I wanted more time, I wanted more freedom. Okay, shut down the coaching program. Okay, go back all in on Ecom. That's what I did because I kind of figured out what I want at the core. I'm gonna wrap this up because it is kind of getting dark right now. Final question. This is actually a really good one to leave off on. I kind of wanted to start with it, but I forgot. What's your cost for these types of trips with the boys? Lock-in trips like this? Absolutely nothing, because this is Pietro's father's Sichu mountain house. The house that we stay at in Rio, because we're 2 hours outside of Rio right now, is Pietro's dad's house. The food that we eat, for the most part, is paid by Pietro's dad. I have to pay for my own ticket. I get to pay for like any Havaianas that I want or anything like that. Maybe we pay for some gas for the car, and that's it. So this is why you're gonna see me in Brazil all the time. It's almost exactly the same cost as living at home, because I am still paying rent back home. But this has been the Q&A video. If you like this, leave a like. If you have another question that you want me to answer, please drop it in the comments. I will respond to you in a timely manner. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Obrigado, Cris. Chambra.